What happens when your nasty TikTok comments come to life? Let's find out in Navessa Allen's Lights Out. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Painting the Story, where you and me sit down and talk books whilst we get ready for our day. I'm your host, EVC, and let's get started. We're going to be talking about the characters and their backstories. So I think it's only fitting to talk first about who I would like to call the main character. We do follow the perspectives of two different people, being the two love interests. Her name is Allie. The reason I say that she's the main character is because I feel like most of the book is told from her perspective, or at least she's the main focus of it all. Even in the guy's perspective, it's still all about her, but that much is because of his yearning. Okay, I really don't like this primer. It's the L'Oreal Paris 24 Pore Minimizer. It's just very drying, and despite me literally doing a face mask before this, it just feels like my face is so dry. So Allie's story basically starts off when she's about 16 and she's learning how to drive. She is learning with her mother, and sadly things take a turn for the worst, and they get into an accident, and she survives, but her mother does not. And then I think sometime shortly after this, her father also passes away. I think it's from a heart attack. I don't quite remember the details on that one. He doesn't get talked about as frequently. This basically changes the trajectory of her life as she decides to become a trauma nurse so that way she can save people like how she couldn't save her mother. Trauma, like I said. And we're actually going to start off by doing our eyes first because I feel like that's just like the new meta, and it's good because you can kind of fix up anything or just take it off if it looks bad. So we're going to do that instead. She has a very strong work ethic to a fault because she will overwork herself. She doesn't really take vacations, and she just takes it way too seriously and doesn't really recover. She does have a cat though, and we all know cats are amazing therapy devices. That's not medical assistance. If you need help, go to see a therapist, not your cat. Just have to get that out of the way. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we have a guy by the name of Josh. And everyone in the story has trauma, by the way. Because that's just real life, honestly. Everyone has trauma. There's not much you can do about it. He is the son of a serial killer. This guy, who I forget the name of, they try not to talk about him too much. He is on par with Ted Bundy, Zodiac Killer, all that kind of stuff. So he's up there. But of course, being raised by a serial killer has its own traumas. They do go way more into detail about Josh's trauma than they do Allie's, because he has obviously more of it. Well, not obviously, but yeah, he has more of it. He has many stories about going in the car and it smells really bad. You can guess why. Or just abuse. I think he suffered from abuse. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he did. And the biggest one though that kind of impacted a lot of people and kind of got him famous was serving suspicious meat at a barbecue. They didn't know what it was until after he got caught. And yeah, he became vegan after that, as one can imagine. I think a lot of people did. He winds up escaping with his mother after he gets caught, just trying to flee from him and flee from the press, who ate the story up and want all the details about what life was like living with the famous serial killer. And I'm trying to use this mirror here, but it's just so difficult. But this leads Josh into the programming field, so that way he's able to cover all their tracks and basically go into witness protection by his own accord. Because I guess the police and FBI were not doing it for them. Don't know what that's about. And that becomes his main life. He's very reclusive, he's good with computers, he works from home, very good, well-paying programming job or like hacking jobs. He's like security. That's just it. He's in front of a computer all the time. He has like a single friend that he lives with at this apartment, and nobody really knows he exists. And that's pretty much it. He goes to the gym, goes to the computer, doesn't talk to anyone, avoids people. But the one special thing he does that nobody knows about is he is a masked. They don't mention the website, probably for like copyright reasons. He's a masked TikTok thirst trapper. He's anonymous online. Nobody else in his life, like his roommate, because there's like really no one else, knows that he does this. And he's famous. He's like one of the top people ever. And what do you know? Ali could be his #1 fan. So the way they meet up is Ali is actually doing like a hookup thing with Josh's roommate. I forget what his name is. It's not really important. So they meet via that, but it's nothing really special. What is special is after they break up, Ali, or like not break up, like they stop seeing each other for a long time period, and then the guy like gets a girlfriend, so he can't really be doing the whole hookup thing anymore. But she doesn't know this when she sends him a TikTok of a mass thirst trap. You can guess whose it was. And she's like, hey, do you want to do this? And she's like, sorry, I have a girlfriend now. I can't be really doing this whole thing. But he shows the message to Josh. He doesn't know it's him, but he does, because obviously that's his video. And he's like, oh my god. And this is basically how they get properly introduced to each other. And this leads Josh into doing some programming stuff, doing some stalking, until he finds her account and looks through everything that she has said on his page. And there's thousands of messages. And this leads him to do a kind of crazy thing. It is talked about and theorized throughout the book about nurture versus nature. Does he act this way because it's just like who he is? Or if it's because of the inherited genetics of his father? He stalks her. He breaks into her house and films a thirst trap in her room. No one else really notices, but she notices that it's her furniture. He's never done this before. They were like, he either films on his bed, at some wall, or on a couch. Seeing all this furniture in a completely different room, it's so unusual. And she clocks it, and she clocks it's her furniture. She's like, oh my god. And then I kind of forget what happens after that. Oh, he has a camera in her room, because of course he's going to set up a camera in her room to stalk her. And I'm trying to blend this up, like it's not really working. But he winds up messaging her through the app. But of course he's like alluding to the fact that it's him, because he doesn't want to get arrested and like it drawn back to him. So he's not outright saying that he broke in, but he's just saying, how would it make you feel if I did break in? Because of course this is like a fantasy that's very common in this community. If you know, you know. I know. And I assume a lot of people you know. A lot of you know, because we're reading dark romance. Like, y'all freaky, and I know you are. This is like really meditative, because I'm just like kind of here just like dabbing stuff on, and it's bright and early in the morning, so like the birds are chirping. I love this. Embrace the little bits of life, you know? So as we get into the actual story of this, we are going to follow Ali as she is working in the hospital. Okay, just like off the bat, I think Miss Allen is like an amazing author. When she writes about anything, she's intelligent, she knows what she's on about, and she's very descriptive, which I love, love, love. And I've read The Women. I highly recommend it. It's about Vietnam nurses, like, on the front lines. And I very much thought about it and, like, compared it to that. It's very good. Like, she's talking about the real experiences of trauma nurses. It's educated. It's good. Love it, love it, love it. I'm kind of going on. Sorry, I don't have a script. I'm trying to go away from the script stuff and just kind of have a bulletin board. I'm just going to talk to you guys and kind of go off of my memory. The other thing I really liked was talking about the IRL lives of people. I don't know about you, but I don't really know what guys do in their free time or, like, at home. But when she's talking about the relationship of, like, Josh and his friend in their apartment, I'm like, oh, there's, like, chill dudes doing, like, video games. They're playing, I think, Street Fighter, like, Mortal Kombat or something. I don't remember which, but they're just vibing out. It just felt very organic, very natural. And this is, like, taking place in the modern era, so it's very relatable, too. And, oh, I should probably mention, as I am trying to do this, I am testing out it's reflective, so you can't really see it, but it's House Labs, Lady Gaga, and this is her clear cut liquid eyeliner, black onyx, made in Korea. Interesting. And guess what? This is everything I ever wanted. As I've mentioned in other episodes, I really don't like the crayon. This is, like, so liquidy, and it just goes on so smoothly, and because it's a fine tip, you get such a sharp line. I really love this. I will say, though, it's really hard to get it on your waterline on the bottom because it just kind of gets eaten away by your tears, I think they're called. Josh and Allie, for half the story, are basically tiptoeing around each other, keep up with the stalking thing, the mask thing. They're, like, interacting with each other. Josh shows up to her workplace and drives her home after, like, a really bad shift, plus it's, like, snowing, but, like, he has the mask on. During that car trip, he was silent the entire time, but then afterwards he has a voice modulator, so he actually talked to her. And it's just a lot of them doing the masked stranger kind of bit. But quickly, Allie catches on that this is Josh. Like, he can't fool her. And in twist of fate, she actually talks to... The roommate's name is Tyler. She talks to Tyler because she needs a hacker to try and track the masked man. And so Tyler asks Josh, and then they wind up, like, meeting IRL. And at that moment, she was like, I know it's you. Obviously, like, she played along, but she knew it was him. There's no, like, it's you, boo. They kind of have a domestic situation going on, even during the masked stranger bit, because he would just show up to her house. And there's this one bit that was, like, so, like, it's raising the bar too high for people, because I know no one else can, like, do this. Went to her house, made her breakfast, shoveled her driveway and her sidewalk, all in the morning. Showed up, did it, and left. No thank you, didn't say he was gonna do it, he just did it because he liked her that much. Oh my god. I love them. Spoilers ahead of this bit, because it's kind of basically the plot of the story. This guy at the hospital shows up. He is well known to the police for being a rapist. Fruit. When she finds this dude and she has to treat him at the hospital, she can just tell from her experience with all these people, the look in his eyes is so deranged and devoid of, like, a soul that she knows this guy's killed someone before. And so she's already on edge, and she has to treat this guy. And things go pretty well, up until he tries to grab her, and she's like, the hell you doing? And then she kind of has to stand her ground, and she's like, I dare you, do something, watch what happens. And of course, he's a manipulative sociopath. He starts screaming like, oh my god, she's threatening me, call my lawyer. Because, of course, he's like a nepo baby as well. Of course. He winds up breaking into her house while Josh is there, though. So they hear it, because he has alarms and stuff that he bought for her. Again, the bar is so up here. So they wind up knocking him out. They kidnap him. But along the way, he winds up... Because he placed the tape wrong, so he winds up suffocating. I think we're supposed to feel bad. I don't know. That's like a philosophical question. Come back to me later on that one. And girl, this book is like so funny. They're just I have like my notes app. Whilst I was reading, I was just like, oh, they're just like casually making out on top of his body, making coffee for the road. Because they're gonna go dump his body at one of the other victims' house, who was like a farmer and like military and police. So they're probably gonna like and get rid of him. So it's like wiping their hands clean. But he dies, so they can't dump a dead body on the thing because the police are gonna get called and they're gonna know it wasn't them. And so in this weird like plot arc, they go to Ali's uncle, I think he is, who's in the mafia. And he gets rid of the guy for them. And then like a little arc happens of like having to get rid of all traces that he was at the place and knows about Ali. That way they don't go to prison and like don't get questioned. Kind of going into the review bit now. So, of course, the story is a big play on the fantasies that are very common with the TikTok community. It's just like your masked thirst trapper and bring that to life. It's just like that. What if he was real? What if he kind of like came after me? And I think this was very expertly and well crafted and executed perfectly. I really much enjoyed it. And I think that Navessa is a very good author. Literally every second of this was enjoyable for me. They're so funny. The sense of humor are really remarked as being like, it's Gilmore Girls, and Gilmore Girls is my favorite type of humor ever. Like, I got some quotes here. This man is always coming onto my For You page and never on me. And that's a real tragedy. And this was like the funniest one. This was like the end of a paragraph and it just got me dying. No, don't flush us, Josh. We're alive. And you can guess what that is. God. Going to hell. And literally every second of this book was enjoyable, whether it was that Gilmore Girls humor or just like the illogical yearning of these people. They're like, oh my god, they are infatuated with each other. They're so addicted, and it's like low-key funny. And they're trying to like just like reason with themselves, like, especially Ali, like, this guy could probably kill me. Why do I like that? And like, that's so relatable, girl. Like, yes, I think we've all had that like thought once in our lives. Some of us multiple times a day. And plus, like, the lives and descriptions, like, there's always something going on, and there's never a dull moment in this book. And I just really appreciate that. Then when it comes to the actual stuff that we're here for, it's a dark romance. We're here for one thing. Not really. Some of us like the story. But, like, a lot of us are here for, like, one thing. And I think Miss Allen is so good at writing these spicy scenes. Like, oh my god, this book is full of it. It's happening almost every other chapter, especially after they like start getting things going on. There's like, okay, I don't think it's fair statement. I think there's like 6 main scenes where something happens, but they're so good. Even like the yearning and the like occasional mention of a spicy topic. She's so good at writing it. And then it's not just Ali. Like, she is a female author, but she's also so good at writing the sensuality of man as well. You got both people in here, and it's so just well written. I loved it so much. The character arcs, we learn about the characters. They have their arcs. They come over, or like, they don't resolve their trauma, but they do learn about themselves. They are kind of fixing their bad habits. You get the building of their relationship. It kind of happens pretty fast just because they love each other so much. Like, he's a addicted little stalker, and she is his #1 fan. So, like, they kind of already have that relationship built up. So there's not a whole lot to really go slow with. But you get, like, the domestic thing. They have a cat, and they're so fun with the cat. Like, it's their little baby. And that's so, like, if you own a cat, you know how people be. You know how you treat your cat. Again, the descriptions. I very much like aesthetic things. I want to know what the scenes look like. And this, although it's not, like, very nature-based and, like, artistic, it's still modern depictions of a city life, the suburbs where Allie lives, their apartment, the house. It's just good. It's good. The emotions, the thought process. I really like getting into the heads of people because it allows you kind of like step in their shoes a bit more. It's just all so good. And where I'm going to leave off this review is my rating out of 10. And this is getting a 12 out of 10. Guys, I can't lie to you. This is my new favorite book. This is my number one book. I don't know, like, comparing it to The Picture of Dorian Gray, which is, like, my number one classical book. This might be my number one book of all time. I just loved it so much. They're funny. The scenes are good. They're relatable. It's just, like, I love this book. Navessa, I love you. And we're going to be reading the second edition of this series. It's called Caught Up, which I think follows one of Allie's family members, like her cousin or something. I'm not quite sure. Also, that's a good point to talk about. The mafia scene, or like the mafia arc. I don't think I appreciate it really that much. It felt very random, and I'm not personally Italian, so I can't really comment on this part of it. But having two Italian characters and then just like giving them a mafia arc, that kind of feels very stereotypy to me. I don't know how other people feel about that who are Italian, but like, they're Italian, so they have mafia relations. I don't know if I really appreciated that. And then just like going to the mafia to get their problems resolved felt a little too easy. They had a whole plan and it could have worked out. Even if you wanted to throw a wrench in there and be like, oh, he died. I think there's definitely an arc where they could have gotten away with it by themselves. They're both very much capable people. So I didn't like the mafia arc, but I still give it a 12 out of 10. Like, I really like the story, and I think you can just get past it. Like, it's a little bit, like, odd, a bit more, like, fantastical, but it's good. It's a good story. Into, like, the recommendations for this, I'm gonna put the trigger warnings and also the attractions together. So, first of all, we got a trauma nurse, so there's gonna be gore, graphic depictions, like violence, a lot of violence, especially if you get to the kidnapping arc. Crime, there's like mentions of the rapist and his activities. They go in their house, so like there's all that fun stuff. Serial killer, obviously like stalking, and a bit of like dubious consent things happening. Not really, but like that could be something that you need to be mindful of. And then of course we got like, for the attractions, we got like stalking, a masked man, there's like knife play, some ropes and like that thing. I'm trying to like edge around these words, I don't think I can say them on YouTube. Rough. How do I say this? Like, teetering on the edge, if you know what I mean. And then some, I don't think I can say this word either, but like, voyage. We're going on a ship. We're going on a voyage. It's a vacation. Watching. We're going to be seeing a lot of stuff on the ship, on a vacation, with the voyage across the sea. It's modern, funny. If you like Gilmore Girls, you're going to love this. You're going to be laughing your ass off. Bleep that out. Funny, modern. Of course, it's a dark romance. Masked play. If you're those people that watch TikTok thirst traps, Instagram thirst traps, I don't care. You're gonna be into this. I won't say it's like crazy dark, but it's like, it's a good. This is like the gold star of what I think the base of the dark romance thing is. It's not too surface level, but like it's there. Like this is just like, it's perfection. Of course you could go like deeper into like more crazy things, but that would require more specific palettes and tastes that not everyone would be open for. I think everyone would love this. Again, 12 out of 10, I recommend to any of you dark romance people to go ahead and read this. We're gonna try, I just got this, it's the House Labs Contour. This is in the shade Profile. Again, it's the Precision Sculpt Shaping Balm. And I'm really excited for this because it's supposed to be like a cooler shade. I think it's gonna match my skin tone a bit more. It literally goes on like butter. Then it lives up to its name. I honestly don't have a whole lot to say about this book. It was an amazing book. I loved it so much. And I want to thank all of you for joining me. Honestly, go read it for yourselves. Tell me down below if you will read it. But I expect all of you to be reading this because it was just, I highly recommend it. I highly, highly recommend it. It was such a good book. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more. I have all my links down below so you can watch me and experience more of EVC. We got Twitch, we got YouTube, we got Instagram, and more coming. Okay? Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. I'm so pretty.